Welcome all my home buyers out there. My name is Omar Pineda, your Austin realtor with eXp Realty, and today I'm going to be showing you this neighborhood called Avery Centre. This is a brand new community and it has 4 different builders here. We're looking at Landsea Homes, Pacesetter Homes, Century Communities, and DR Horton. Let me pause. Ooh, that wasn't meant to happen. Let me pause my screen here real quick. So here, right in front of us, those are all apartments. So as you are pulling in, you're going to be passing all these apartments on your left-hand side before you get to this community. And right across the street there, that kind of red-looking building, that is the University of Texas. So you have an expansion of the University of Texas here in Round Rock. And behind that, you can see the Austin Community College. They have a campus here too. So if you have kids going to college and still living at home, you're going to be a 5-10 minute commute easily from this community. So here on the map, on the top left corner, you can see Avery Centre, and it's distant to the Domain. Because I know a lot of people work in that area, or they plan to go there because that's where a lot of entertainment and fine dining is. So we're looking at roughly 25-30 minutes of a commute from this community. But if you stick around to the end, I'm going to show you this exciting new expansion that's going to give you another alternate route to go south instead of using the I-35, which you're seeing here, or the toll 130. There's going to be another way that I'm going to show you here in a second. So let's keep on going. Okay, so there's 4 different builders, and they're building single family homes and townhomes in this community. So all of their homes are starting in the mid 300s. That's what you can find here. So very, very affordable entry level price point. Not to mention the tax rate is probably the best thing about this community. We're talking 1.75 to 1.79. So the 1.75 is for the homes that are the single family homes. The townhomes are the ones that have that 1.79 tax rate. So what we're seeing here is the side that Landsea Homes and Pacesetter Homes belongs to, right? I will show you, because all of the 4 builders, they kind of claim their own little area of where they're building. So that was Landsea Homes and Pacesetter Homes that they have. And you can see the model for Landsea Homes has 4 different model homes to tour that you can definitely take a look. One thing that I really like about the Landsea home, their homes in general, is that they really advocate for home efficiency, meaning that your utility bills are going to be on the lower end because of what they do for insulation, their double pane windows, and they really pride themselves on creating homes that are very energy efficient. So this article I really wanted to mention because this has been an ongoing objective for the city of Round Rock for quite some time, where they wanted to build 6,000 housing units. And we kind of saw that at the very beginning of this video with that huge apartment complex. There's a lot of new construction not happening just on the residential side, but multifamily side, where there's going to be more apartments, more condos coming up. So inventory is coming. And this one was dated back in 2022. So this has been an ongoing initiative. And this community here of Avery Centre is a testament to that. You could see just how much dirt they've moved. And those are all future plots for more homes to be built. Here's a nice side-by-side comparison. Let's talk through this really quick, because there is a difference in tax rate and HOA when it comes to the townhomes and the single-family homes. So you can kind of see on the left-hand side there, the townhomes have a way heftier price tag when it comes to the HOA compared to the single-family homes. And why is that? Because these townhomes, they're promoting this lock and leave lifestyle where the front and backyard lawn maintenance is going to be taken care of. So you can literally lock your front door and leave for a period of time, and at least the exterior of your home is going to be taken care of. The lawn's going to be taken care of. If there was a hailstorm, so these are the townhomes that I'm talking about. If there was a hailstorm and there was roof damage, the HOA would take care of it because that's part of the insurance. That's part of the HOA fee you're paying. So if you just take those 2 things alone, that kind of makes that 238 a little bit make more sense, right? Because lawn care maintenance could easily run $100 to $125. That home insurance can easily run $75 to $100. So that's easily $200 right there that you're saving because you're paying it in the HOA. So that's something to keep in mind, because with the single family homes, you're going to still pay for your homeowner's insurance and having a roof claim, especially because we do get hail here in the Austin area from time to time, that's like the biggest draw. And that's why we've seen insurance in general in Texas go up, because we've been having a lot more severe weather. And in Austin, the hail can get pretty bad. So the roof claims can, that's what's been kind of trending upwards the past couple of years. So here's a nice side-by-side comparison of just what those extra fees look like, because again, it's not just the mortgage payment of just your principal and your interest. You have to take into consideration your property taxes, your HOA, your mortgage insurance, and your homeowners insurance. Those are all things that are going to add up at the end of the day. But one amazing thing, so this is Pacesetter Homes. This is the model home for Pacesetter Homes. That's the front. This is the back. Again, these are all townhomes, so you can kind of see a little bit different. They have different exterior paint. I didn't get a chance to walk inside here. I just got a chance to visit Lansing Homes and Century Communities when I was here, which we're seeing here now. So that was Lansing and Pacesetter on the right that we just saw. Here across the street on the left, this is all Century Communities. They're building they have 3 different collections they're building in this community. So they're all going to have the floor plans are going to be very different. The lot sizes are going to be very different. And those are what they're called here on the bottom left corner: the hollows, the hills, and the highland. Here's just a nice drone footage of what some of these homes are going to look like. Now, take note that a lot of these homes, they have this cottage kind of architectural style to them. So the curb appeal is very much different. If you really like that front porch kind of aesthetic, or that balcony on the second floor, kind of like what we're seeing here, that's what you'll find in this community. And peep this. This all the homes, I would say, for DR Horton and Century, they have this rear entry garage. Now, I know that's a very much personal preference for people, because you may not like that. You want the traditional side garage, but man, let me tell you, to me it adds a different appeal. It's very different, and it still looks fantastic if you ask me. And again, this is what developers are doing to kind of save space, at least on the width of the lot, so you can have just a longer lot, so they can build more homes, right? Because housing and inventory is an issue, nationwide, but here in Austin, that's how they're tackling it. They're really trying to build as many houses as possible, so it makes sense on the developer side. And if you see this in person, you'll see that it's not that bad. And again, there's actually, I think, a lot more pros to having a rear entry, having especially a detached garage, than having a traditional, side garage. So the Century Communities has these 3 different model homes that you can tour, and each model home is one of their collections. So of the 3 collections I mentioned earlier, so each model home has that collection, right? So you have those 3 to tour and take a look at. Again, you can see how much space they have available. Let me pause here real quick so I can speak a little bit on that park you see in the back there. So that is one of 2 parks that are being built in this community. That's their West Park. Across the bridge is their East Park. So that's going to be more on the DR Horton side that we're going to see here in a second. So this West Park is going to include a large playscape, a covered pavilion, outdoor grills, a pond fountains, a walking trail, and exercise stations. So it didn't. I didn't read anything about it being a catch and release pond or anything. It's just going to be a water feature, and probably more likely like a retention pond, because we do get a lot of heavy rain here. So retention ponds, I think, is a requirement from the city. The developers have to do for all that runoff. So again, this is all Century. This is Century Communities, like side of this subdivision of Avery Centre, and you can kind of see this is a good side by side of what it looks like during construction and what the final product looks like. You can see some people are already moving in, because people who are smart are getting the best lot locations, because it's, again, a very early community that's been, I think they broke ground maybe last year. And you can, if having a corner lot, or a lot that hugs a green belt, or a lot where you don't have any back neighbors, going in now rather than later, you can secure that lot, because you're getting in a lot at the ground floor. So here's a good overview of everything I just said: the large playscape, the covered pavilion, the outdoor grills, the pond fountains. You can see it's almost complete. It'll probably more likely be ready by this year. Now, you can see just how much more room they have to grow, and how lovely it's going to look like when it's all said and done. I can't wait to come back next year, in a year, 6 months to a year, to see how much different it looks like with all the new homes being built, because they are building crazy. The years where we were having building material constraints or a skilled labor shortage when it came to like the residential construction side is almost all gone now. Now peep this. So this road that we're on here now, check this out. That is, okay, so this road here is called Wallen Bradley Drive, and that's going to be super important because this road is going to connect you to a future expansion, and that's going to be critical because it's going to give you another way to go south. If you look on the map, let's do it right now. I really want to show you what that looks like. So this street right here, this is Wallen Bradley Drive. Let me show you what that's going to look like. So this is Wallen Bradley Drive, right? Because this is the community that we're seeing here. This is Lancey Homes, Century, and all that. Why is that doing that funny thing with my screen? Anyways, this thing that I've highlighted in black, this is a future road expansion. This is Kenny Fort Boulevard. Kenny Fort Boulevard. And they plan on expanding this road. So Kenny Fort Boulevard originates kind of right here in between, what is this, 45 and this is probably 79, right? 45 and 79. That's going to be one future expansion, but they're going to take this all the way up to this community that we're looking at, right? So now you're going to have more than one way to go south, right? So if you're coming from Avery Centre, which is right here, to the left, you have I-35. And then to the right, you're going to have toll 130. And those are two ways you can go south if you plan on going downtown or the domain area or Palmer Lane, kind of where a lot of people work in the tech. I think that's going to be the predominantly what people are looking for in this community right here if you work in those industries. Or you may be working for Samsung that's over here in this area by Taylor, right? This community is an ideal location because that's a close commute to both locations. But the point I'm trying to make is that if I-35 is congested, if toll 130 is congested, you're going to have another way to go south. So it's going to be very advantageous to you because that's going to be more than one way for a commute. Now that's not there yet, but that's in the works. That is definitely in the works to be built in the foreseeable future. So that's what this road will take you. And that's going to be in this community. So you're going to have direct access to that expansion of Kenny Fort Boulevard that we'll see here later in this video because I was able to capture where they're going to start that. And that cuts right through. It's almost like how it subdivides D.R. Horton and Century communities that we'll see here in a second. So as you can see, they have a ton more room to develop, but they are full steam ahead. When I was touring this community, there was a lot of moving parts with all the contractors on site, getting these homes underway, right? Off in that distance back there is where D.R. Horton is, and that's kind of the bridge I'm talking about. This is actually a good viewpoint. So you kind of see how that road takes you across this bridge. Right where this bridge area is, that's where that Kenny Fort Boulevard expansion is going to take place. And then that's really what's going to subdivide between Century communities on this side and then D.R. Horton on the other side. Gosh, having a drone is so cool. You could really get a good viewpoint of what that's going to look like in the future. So here again, this is Century Communities. Here's a nice visual of what it looks like. This is a curb appeal. This is a very cottage architectural style that they chose to build in this community because they want to, I think, maximize the amount of homes built here, because with that kind of design, you're going to have a rear entry garage. So you're going to go through the alley, go into your garage, and then from your backyard, go into the main house. And that's definitely a preference for people, but I do not mind. It's definitely a different look from the standard, traditional side garage and brick and stone that we see a lot of here in the Austin area, which again is very beautiful. I do like me some limestone and brick as far as for curb appeal, but this cottage style is definitely giving off a different vibe, a different kind of just curb appeal that I like too, because it definitely breaks up the monotony of just, because there's a lot of new master plan communities that are built that way, but this one's not. And again, that rear entry is going to be, I think it just adds a certain element, especially if you may have grown up like that. and you really like having this detached garage that you came in from the back to the main house, you'll definitely find that here. That Corvette down there, that was one of the investors that was looking at that property right there in that turquoise looking property. He was looking at that. So that's telling you, and that's another thing I wanted to point out. There are investors flocking to this to this neighborhood because of how low the taxes are. The tax rates is 1.75 for this community. That is dangerously low and very competitive. If you are looking at new construction in Williamson County or in the Austin area, Williamson County, because we're north of Austin, a lot of these master plan communities, you're going to see property tax rates of like 2.4 and higher. And that spread of 2.4 between 1.75, that can mean the difference of a couple $100 to what you're paying monthly. So that's why investors see that as opportunity, because the tax rate's not going to change. Your property value is going to change and probably go, trend upwards as home values appreciate, but that property tax rate will not. So that is what's going to, especially right now when you're buying this home in this community at the ground floor. So you're getting these entry level prices because, again, homes are going to appreciate over time. And the builder, again, the price points are starting in the high 300s. Mid 300s if we're looking at the townhomes, but for these single family homes, high 300s. So high 300s, which is not too bad if we're talking about price point, a 1.75 tax rate, and the HOA is reasonable. I think it's around $60, give or take a few dollars. So all that together, that's going to help bring that monthly payment down to where hopefully we could find a very comfortable monthly payment. So check this out. D.R. Horton is fast. Look at how fast they're building. They are a production builder, right? So meaning that they build a lot more homes than your average builder because their process is different. Now they only have, I think, these two model homes to choose to look at. They have multiple floor plans, but again, I didn't have enough time to tour the models. I just got a chance to fly my drone to capture what their side looks like, so you can have a look. And let me know what you think in the comments. I kind of like it. I like the rear entry garages. What do you guys think? What does that remind you of? What else are you seeing that new construction wise around where you live? I would love to know in the comments, because this is definitely not just an Austin thing. I think this is a very common developer building practice if you're trying to really maximize the space and have condensed housing like that. So here's the Century community side, and here's the D.R. Horton side. And right there where you see a lot of that dirt leveled off, that's where the future amenity center is going to be. So right there, you can kind of see a little bit of a park right there on the bottom. Next to that retention pond, that's going to be the East Park. So there you're going to have a covered pavilion, outdoor grills, pond fountains, and washer pits. I'm not sure what a washer pit is. Let me know in the comments if you know what that is. So again, but they're gonna have an amenity pool and an amenity center, and I'm pretty sure a clubhouse that's not yet built, but that's where it's going to be. We're looking at that right now. So you could tell that they're moving dirt, and if the developers who are doing this were the same developers for the community in Manor, if the Carolyn community in Manor. So if that's come across your search, then you can look up what their amenity center looks like, because they're already all done, and the developers who did that are doing this. So a lot of the drawings looked very similar to what you could expect. So again, here's a good side-by-side of what the tax rates are between, if you're buying a single family home or if you're buying a townhome, and the HOA. The HOAs vary drastically when it comes to this community if you're buying a townhome or a single family home. But again, the numbers have to make sense. I wouldn't want you to buy a townhome and pay just as much or find a comparable single family home in this community, right? I wouldn't steer you in that direction. So you see where that black Land Rover is? That's my car. So that's where that expansion is going to take place. And there's a city sign right there that says that's where Candy Ford Boulevard is going to be extended. So you're going to have that expansion cut through your community. So you're going to have that access point to go south if I-35 or Toll 130 is too congested. And chances are you will be going south because you're going to be going to the Domain to have some fun, or you may be working in the tech industry, and that's all further south from Round Rock. But maybe you might be lucky enough to be working at Samsung and you're going to be going east instead of south. And again, there are ways to get there. I think Round Rock, especially northeast Round Rock, which which is where we're located right now for this community, is within that nice commute bubble for Samsung. So again, if you're thinking about home appreciation, home values towards the future, this is a great area because with all those businesses moving into town, you have the luxury of having the University of Texas. They have campus right here. That's actually that red building in the back there. You have Austin Community College, which is, but behind that, that's even that further back red brick building. So you have colleges nearby within 5-10 minutes of this community. You have, that's the beauty of Round Rock, because it's a pretty well-established city. So all the convenience of grocery stores, colleges, and schools is already here. It's already there. You don't have to go further out to afford something, because again, the price point here is reasonable. And with that tax rate, that's going to just increase your purchasing power, and it's going to make it very competitive to move into this community. That's why investors are flocking here. So what should you do next? If you're a home buyer and you're looking to buy in the next 30, 60 days, let's schedule a discovery call so we can get some face-to-face time. Let's figure out where you're at in your journey and see how I can best be of service and provide value. Really quickly, like how I kind of steer my clients is like, I really want you to fall in love with the floor plan first. Then I want you to fall in love with the community second. And then we can worry about the financial incentives later, because we're in a buyer's market and all these builders are offering something, right? Something in the form to help you with buying down the interest rate or help paying for some closing costs. It's this flex cash that all these builders are offering. So that's not going away. I don't see any time this year or next year, because as long as interest rates stay where they're at, which from what I'm seeing, they're not going to change dramatically to make that much of an impact. New construction is where it's at, because the builders are offering incentives to help you get into one of their homes. And we're talking about a new build, right? You're going to have that home warranty. And on top of all that, this community, again, that tax rate is such a beautiful thing. And so if you're a home buyer and you're looking to buy sometime this year, maybe in 2024, 2025, and you're just not sure, you haven't even spoken to anybody yet, well, let's still talk. It's never kind of too early in the process to talk to a real estate agent, because again, I have a network of people on my team that can help get you there maybe a little bit faster. And at the end of the day, you don't know what you don't know. And talking to someone that's, again, a real estate agent that's very hyper local to the area is going to be way different than what you're probably watching the news. Remember, real estate is a very hyper local thing, and what you're seeing on the news isn't really per se what's happening in the city of Austin, or I would say in the city of Round Rock, because it's way different. And that's why hiring a local real estate agent that studies the market, that understands the market, is crucial to giving you just the right information so you can make a good decision. That's it. That's all my job is to give you great information so you can make a very good and sound decision when it comes to purchasing your next home, right? So I'll have all my information linked in the description. Please schedule that discovery call. That's probably the best way to get started, right? Because we're going to have some face-to-face time. I can prepare for it. It's usually a better, meaningful conversation than you just simply picking up and trying to call me right away or text me, because I'm usually in the middle of something. If I'm not dealing with my clients, I'm out and about trying to get more content for my channel so you guys can keep up with me, all the new construction happening, because there is so much. I mean, this is my business, is new construction homes here in Williamson County in the Austin area. I keep a beat and a pulse on the market, so you don't have to. So please smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you like all things new construction. I keep a pulse on everything, all the happenings, especially because these are some exciting times that we're in, with Samsung moving in, Tesla moving in. We're still seeing the effects of that with all these other smaller and medium-sized businesses moving in. And there was a few that actually chose Round Rock as its headquarters. So believe that or not, that's actually super cool, because Taylor's where they're building it. Hutto is a neighboring city, and Round Rock is the next neighboring city, and they chose Round Rock because it's an already well-established city. There's a lot of it's a beautiful city, and they are keeping up with the infrastructure. There's a lot more future road expansions happening for more lanes, especially they're looking at a lot of the high traffic areas where there was a lot of accidents and creating more lanes there too. So they're being very intentional about what they're doing. I've actually attended city updates where I'm speaking with the city, or I'm listening to the city mayor and the school superintendent and the chief of police for the city of Round Rock speak on what's happening and what their goals are for this year, next year. And let me tell you, I'm very confident in the city of Round Rock and the leadership they have. So I'm going to wrap things up. I appreciate you for watching this far. Again, my name is Omar Pineda. I'm your Austin realtor with eXp Realty, and I'll catch you in the next one.